Hey everybody, Unstable Gamer here, and welcome back to the channel, and welcome back to another Dislyte video. Today we're going to be talking about relics and what they are, and I'm telling you, you probably already know, they just go by a different name in this game, so we're going to go ahead and talk about that. But first, before we do, if you're just now finding this channel and you want to stay up to date with this and other games, consider hitting that subscribe button so you don't miss out. All right, and welcome back. Dislyte's been a lot of fun, and this time around, I think one of the greatest things about this game is just the music. The music is absolutely awesome. So this time around, I'm going to try and add the music in here, and hopefully the whole copyright thing and everything is going to be fine. I had mentioned in my last video, I had a cool announcement, which I didn't mention, but I put it in the comment section of that video. But I did get accepted as a content creator for this channel, and they do encourage that you play the music. So I'm going to play the music. I'm going to assume everything's going to be okay. We'll see what happens there. But the music is absolutely awesome. Get some earphones, crank it up, and it's pretty cool. All right, so relics. Let's go ahead and talk about that. Relics, like I said, you probably already know what they are. It's essentially gear, where you're gearing up your different characters, your espers, and it gives you attribute buffs and specific effects based on the set. There's different sets. There's 4-piece sets. There's 2-piece sets. So let's go ahead. Let's pull an Esper up and let's just go ahead and run through this. There's some really great resources that are built into this game to really help you figure out which relics are good on which characters, and they give you a couple different suggestions, and we're going to go over that here in just a second. And one of those resources is right here in Relics. So I'll hit Relics, I'll click on one of these, and then I'll hit Replace, and then you see this icon here, this eye here. Now this gives you a lot of information as far as what to expect from relics. So there is a main attribute stat, and then you also have secondary attributes. And what does that look like? So if you take a look at the main relic attributes here, so these top 4, that's your 4-piece set, the Unas, and then you have the 2-piece set there, which is the Muis. Now for this, just taking a run through these, you have Una 1, that's a fixed attribute stat that's specifically attack bonus, same with Una 3, where that is specifically defense bonus. Now the other 2 has fixed attributes, but it could be a number of different stats. Crit rate, crit damage, attack. Now, where you don't see a percent, that could be a flat stat increase, and then obviously with the percent, you have a percent stat increase. Typically, in these types of games, the percent stat increase is better because it just allows for more growth rather than just a hard-coded number in there. Same with the Una 4 right here. You got some flat stats along with some percent stat increases. So again, depending on what you're looking for and how you want to build your Esper. And then your 2-piece set is just the same with Mui. Mui 1, you have a fixed stat for HP, and Mui 2, you can have a number of different stats there, and they're either going to be a flat stat or they're going to be a percent increase. Now, as far as the number of stats per relic, that really goes on to taking a look at the grading system. So if we take a look at that, we have the relic grading system right here. So shoddy all the way to flawless, and over here on the right-hand side, you can see the number of additional stats, secondary stats, which is on top of the main stat that you're going to see. So for a good, you're going to have your main stat plus an additional stat. For flawless, obviously, you're going to have your main stat plus 4 additional stats. So that's what you can expect from the different relic gradings. So let's go ahead and take a look at what that looks like. If I take a look at this one right here, this right here is an elite. I have an attack, but I have 1, 2, 3, 4. I have 4 additional stats on there. And if we take a look back at this, an elite should only give me what? 3, 2, should only give me 2. So where did those additional stats come from? That comes from enhancing. So if I go into here, go into enhance, you can enhance this, you can level up or increase the level of your gear, which gives you additional stats. We can go ahead and click on this eye up here. I tell you, wherever you see an eye, click on it because you're going to get a ton of information. So click on that, and as you can see right here, a relic secondary attribute will receive a boost when enhanced with at +3, 6, 9, 12, and 15. So you may see an additional stat, or you may see a stat or that you already had get enhanced, which is the speed here. You can see I got a +1 on that. So enhancing is good. The success rate isn't always 100% though. It starts out at 100%, and as you continue to increase, then it continues to get a little bit lower and lower. So it does and can get expensive, but it just uses gold. So, and there's so many ways to farm gold in this game. I'll tell you, as far as farming resources and everything, this is one of the best games I've seen where resources are at a good pace. They flow pretty well. You're not resource starved, which is really good, at least from what I've seen so far. And also the cool thing about this, auto enhancing I think is great. You can click on auto enhance and you can click, if it's not enhanced, you can click 3, 6, 9, 12, all the way up to 15 and just hit auto enhance and it's just gonna continue to tick up. Sometimes obviously you're gonna fail, so it's gonna cost some gold, but you don't have to continually click. I think that is a great quality of life feature as well. Something that another game I play, as you're enhancing your gear, it's just continually clicking and it gets a little old. So I love what the developers are doing with this game. When I was talking about in the last video, and if you haven't seen it, I'll go ahead and leave a link to it. However, when you have so many different types of games out there, or so many different developers actually making the same kind of game, what's going into that game to separate it or differentiate it from everybody else? Quality life is a huge thing. Minimizing the amount of time in game. Granted, I know developers want people in the game as much as possible to see ads and things like that. There's a certain amount of revenue gain that needs to happen as well, because ultimately it is a business. But I mean, come on. Some of these features, like the background auto farming that I was talking about in that last video, some of these features are just absolutely phenomenal because it actually lets you play more of the game. So anyway, I'm gonna get off my high horse on that one. All right, so that's another resource there as far as adding the additional stats and everything there. So let me show you another thing here, which is, this is a cool thing. Now, let's just take a look at Bryn. So as far as knowing which relics to equip to which Esper, the cool thing is that each character can do a couple different types of builds. It really just depends on how you're using that character in your team. But there's some suggestions and some things that you can take a look at. First, I can click on this right here, and it's going to give me what the game suggests. War Machine set and the Windwalker set. So it's telling me with this 4-piece set, I'm going to get a plus 30 attack percentage. The reason for that, she is support, but she has a good mix of offensive buffs and single target disable abilities. So that's where speed comes in as well. So the faster something like this, the faster you can, whenever you can get a character to go first or quicker to get those debuffs out there, that's always a good thing, or get the attacks out there, things like that. So like with, what's that one character's name? Is it Unki Chai? This guy here, the great thing about him, I was focused on speed with him. I got his speed up to what? He's at 101 plus 31 right now. And the reason for that is because his skills, this one right here, grants attack up for the team for 2 turns. I want that attack up to go first. So I worked on this guy's speed to where he will most often go first so I can get that buff up, right? All right, so let's just go back to Bryn. So just something to keep in mind as far as that goes. But that speed obviously is a good thing and is king in a lot of these types of games. Let me go back to Relics. So that's what the system suggests. Now, this is very, very cool. Go into strategy. Here's what players are using. So as you can see, War Machine set. So that's something that the system suggested. You get that plus 30 attack. But now also the Grove set. 27% of players are using the Grove set on her, which gives you 25% increase to your HP. Then 13% are using attack and crit rate. And then 8% are using attack and the Avatar, which gives you grants a 25% chance of using counterattack when taking damage. So that's pretty cool. Other cool thing to take a look at is friends. You got friends here. What are your friends using? So there's the attack. That's the same here. I got to get used to the icons, but that's the War Machine set. And then the that's that Grove one, right? The Grove one. So a few of my friends here are using that. So you can see what your friends are using. Who doesn't have anything equipped? Things like that. So this right here is a great way to just say, all right, what is the most popular relic for this specific person? So I can go out as well. And you can do that for anybody. If I go to Unki, I'm going to go and talk about how I geared my healer. But if I go to Unki over here, go to strategy. So for him, it's the wave set is the most popular, 31% with the adamantine set. What did I do? I did the Windwalker set, so speed, and then I did the Master Grove set with it, which is 8 HP, which is nothing that anybody is really using here. Well, there's speed right there. Some people are using speed. So, all right, so let's talk about how I geared out my healer. Now, her specifically, some things to keep in mind here. So, for her heals Changpu, her heals are based off her attack, right? So if we just take a look at her abilities, her heal here, right here, heals all allied espers equal to 15% of their max HP plus 85% of Zhao Ji's attack, and grants the entire Yao Ji, so that's her. Okay, it used it. Okay, all right, I got it. Anyway, and grants the entire team immunity for 2 turns. So 15% of the target's max HP, and then 85% of Yao Ji's or Chang Pu's attack, right? So since it's based off attack, what I did with the relics is, well, hold on. Let's just take a look at strategy. They're saying right here the abiding set, which gives you healing efficiency, which is what I did. But with this, I was looking at relics that increase attack. Anything that had a attack increase. So this one here already automatically comes with an attack. This here, there's no attack there, but I do have some attack here, and I have some. Oh, I don't have any attack there. But when I take a look at my 2-piece over here, attack and attack. So I try and get as much attack in there as I can so that I can increase how much she is healing. So that's how I geared her. I did use the grow set, which is the 25% increase to HP, just so we can get her to last longer. Most people are equipping her with the adamantine set. All allied espers start battle with a shield equal to 15% of their max HP, which lasts for 2 turns. Now this says, this here, it's going to be a little bit different for each person, right? Because all allied espers start battle with a shield equal to 15% of their max HP. So whatever the max HP is for that target. So your tanks are going to have, your tanks, if you build them with HP heavy tanks versus defense heavy tanks, you're going to have more of a shield there. So anyway, my friends here, what they're equipping her with is really the same thing, it looks like. So I may make some adjustments there, but really I wanted to get her attack up. So she's at 458 plus the 215. And her HP is, 8,000? So we're over 8,000 there, which is pretty cool. So that's how I equipped her. That's how I look at it. You really want to pay attention to what the character does and what their abilities are based on, what attribute. Not every character has their ability based on a specific attribute, but some of them do. So you want to make sure to keep that in mind as well. All right, so other than that, and now I know we're going a little long, other than that, I just want to do a quick rundown of where you can find all of your relics. Now, you can find them in the different stores. So if you go into the shops here, you can find them in the gold shop. You can find them in where? You can find them in tournament. You can find them in cube. You can find them in the campaign. But there's 2 areas where you're going to mainly be farming for your relics. First is going to be your Ritual Miracle, Kronos, Apep, and Fafnir. So you can see 3 and 3, so all 9 sets are within these 3 battles right here. And then obviously as you increase the level, the difficulty of the battle, right here, you can see the rarity and the effectiveness of the relics increase. So obviously you want to max out all of these so you can get the best relics that you can. So this is going to be it, and then from here, the other one is going to be expeditions and up here. So however far you made it in Fafnir or Apep or whatever, that's the difficulty level you have at expedition. So I can click on this, and I can assign 3 of my espers to go out. They'll go out for 8 hours, and they'll bring back some relics, and that's for each one of these. So just kind of a heads up there. That's going to be the main ones. These ones down here aren't relics. These ones are just different materials and resources that you need to level up your espers. So that is mainly it. That's where you can find them. That's what relics are. The resources in the game, again, just offer a great, resource. The game offers a great resource to kind of helping you figure out which relics are used or is best. And I really suggest and I encourage you to just experiment. You may find a really cool combination that works for you and the team that you've built. Not everybody's team is the same. So that could be pretty cool to see as well. And there's some surprising things that can happen. This game is still very new. Nobody knows absolutely everything. There's some great people out there who know a lot of stuff, but this game just launched. We're less than a week old. There's a lot of things to be discovered still in the game, and part of that is going to be the different types of relic combinations and how to use your teams and in which game mode, because there's a lot here. All right, everybody, that is what I had for you. Hopefully it was helpful. If you have any suggestions or anything on relics or anything you'd like to share, make sure to drop it in the comment section below so everybody can benefit. And as always, I want to thank you all for taking the time to watch the video. If you liked it, make sure to hit that like button and share your thoughts and questions in the comment section below. Take care, everybody, and we'll talk to you next time.